Jazz at NMU Tune of the Week. This week we're going to be diving back into bossa nova, and the tune we're looking at is entitled Manhã de Carnaval. It was composed by Luiz Bonfá with lyrics by Antônio Maria. If you're relatively new to improvisation, this piece offers a great opportunity to kind of get used to this style. The form is a bit longer, which makes it a little bit more interesting, but the melody is really pretty easy to learn, and the harmony is very straightforward. In fact, the only thing that's particularly confusing about this piece is the title. Manhã de Carnaval translates from the Portuguese as Morning of the Carnival, and was written for a 1959 movie entitled Black Orpheus. Black Orpheus was a very successful movie, and in fact in 1960 it won an Academy Award for the Best Foreign Language Film. And it did an awful lot to promote this new music that was coming out of Brazil. This particular tune is so closely associated with the movie that often it's just referred to as the theme from Black Orpheus, or even just Black Orpheus. And in fact, that's how you'll find it listed in many fake books. To further complicate matters, in the late 1960s, some English lyrics were put to this, and there was a hit entitled A Day in the Life of a Fool. Once you've sorted through all that, actually playing this piece is a piece of cake. So let's take a closer look at the music. This piece is another example of a 32-bar form, and a lot of people will describe this simply as an A-B form, where you've got two 16-bar sections that contrast. If you want to get a little more detailed, you could look at 8-bar phrases, in which case this would break down as A1, B, A2, C. Either way works as long as you have a consistent way of thinking about this form that makes sense. I should also add that there's a standard coda that's used most of the time when this piece is played, and sometimes that coda is used as an introduction as well. A quick initial look at the chord changes of this piece would seem to suggest that we're in A minor. Note particularly the chord at the beginning, the very last chord, and the chord at the beginning of the second 16-bar section. Further analysis definitely confirms our suspicions about A minor. In particular, we see a lot of 2-5-1 progressions in this piece, where the B half diminished 7th chord moves to an E7 flat 9 chord, taking us to the A minor tonic chord. This piece features a brief shift to C major in the first 16 bars, which of course is the relative major to A minor. The second half of the tune features a brief tonicization of D minor, the 4 chord or the subdominant in the key of A minor. All of this information suggests some possible strategies for the beginning improviser. The relative major-minor relationship between C major and A minor is particularly helpful in this case. These two keys, after all, have the same key signature, and C major and A natural minor utilize the exact same notes. As an initial step, I often encourage students to put on an accompaniment recording and simply play up and down the C major scale through these changes. It's sort of amazing how far you can get with just this material on this tune. Ultimately, however, if you just use the notes of C major over large parts of this piece, you're going to be glossing over a lot of things and you're not going to get the complete picture. This is because A minor and C major are really not exactly the same. In minor, there's a certain variability in the 6th and 7th degrees of the scale, and this is reflected in the harmonic and melodic minor scales. The G sharp in particular is an important note here because it's the leading tone in A minor. So once you've spent some time playing around with the C major scale over these changes, start trying to incorporate the raised 6th and 7th degrees over the A minor sections. One final thing to consider is the brief shift to D minor in the second half of this piece. From a harmonic standpoint, this really is the highlight of this composition, because it offers the opportunity to incorporate a couple of notes that are not found diatonically in the key of A minor. This is reflected in the melody at this point through the use of a B flat, and as improvisers it makes a lot of sense for us to try to highlight this harmonic shift in a similar fashion. Your best bet is to use the D harmonic minor scale in this passage, which will give you both that B flat and the C sharp, which is the leading tone in D minor. If you're looking for melodic or rhythmic inspiration, as usual I'd recommend you check out as many recordings of this piece as you possibly can. There's some great authentic Brazilian versions by folks like João Gilberto and the composer, Luiz Bonfá. Many American jazz players have recorded this as well, including McCoy Tyner, Freddie Hubbard, Stan Getz, one of my favorites, Paul Desmond. The sound that he gets in the alto saxophone is, to me, perfect for this music. I hope you enjoy working on this piece, and I hope you enjoy this brief performance of Manhã de Carnaval.